Brown's had some financial issues the last few years, so I was not shocked at all. And in the past, he has been pretty vocal on his what he thinks politically. You know what I mean? He was on Whitlock's show earlier this year. You know, he gives out cracker of the day, and AB's doing his thing, doing his brand thing. People still think that he's just loony per CTE. Antonio Brown has always been loony, even before the hit with Vontaze Burfict. The boy always been off his rocker, but he out there, trying to hug Trump. It was kind of cringe, right? It's kind of like, what is he doing? Look, this is business, and people take this way too personal. I'm seeing Ryan Clark getting mad, talking about, the Steel Curtain and myself, we support Kamala, and AB and Leveon support Trump, and it's two different classes. I guess he's trying to say between the ones that won a championship, those guys didn't. AB was a pretty damn good legend. And but people who were sitting there saying, well, none of them white people even probably knew who he was. You dummies don't know what y'all be talking about. Okay, so they did this in Latrobe, Pennsylvania. That is the same location the Steelers do their OTA training camps. He used to play for the Steelers. The nigga was out there signing autographs. So, yeah, they knew who he was. But either way, he's out there, and Le'Veon Bell came out. Now, I didn't know this until I saw this picture surfacing online. And Le'Veon Bell is out here with a picture someone made up where it says Trump or the Tramp. And like he's referring to Kamala and her whole background, how she allegedly slept her way to the top in the politic game. And a lot of people lost their shit. How dare you say something to her? You don't call her out her name and this and that. And I'm like, well, damn, he could have said some worse things. Do you know how outdated the word tramp is? Like, that's one of the oldest, come on. When's the last time you heard somebody call someone a tramp? You know what I mean? Like, that's old school talk, right? So, but anyway, like, we gonna say, and we gonna call people out for being disrespectful. We gotta call it both ways. I hear people call Trump a clown every day, orange buffoon. Y'all been clowning him for 8 years. She can't take some jokes too. It is what it is. But everybody is so in their feelings about this now. I'm just like, I'm just ready for this to get over with, because y'all are taking it personal. You calling people out. Ryan Clark just had Antonio Brown on the show last year. Didn't hold him accountable for nothing. Now you want to say something about politics? That's what moved the needle. When was this when you had him on the show? What was the tough questions? This is what gets you riled up. And Torrey Smith, who also played in the NFL, played for the Ravens. No pun intended to the Ravens-Steelers rivalry, but he was the one who called out Le'Veon Bell in this post and said that he didn't think it was right. But if you go back and look at some of his posts, you full of shit too, right? He was talking about Trump too. There's people, how many times did you hear in those 4 years, that ain't my president, I ain't calling him President Trump? Everybody was saying that. Stop it, man. If you listen to the terminology when these people talk. When Kamala does an interview and she references Obama, she doesn't say Obama like we do in the street. She says President Obama. She calls him President Obama, right? Served 8 years. When she speaks on Donald Trump, she just says Trump. She don't acknowledge him as a former president at all. So like I say, the disrespect goes both ways all day long. But people are really, they coming at these cats as far as like disrespecting black women. They playing that whole card. These niggas out here, they like F it. They get in the bag. You know what I mean? That's how they seeing it. It's like I was saying with Usher. It's not personal. It's business. Le'Veon Bell's no longer in the league also. Stuck around the last few years on some, minor veteran minimum contracts. Was last I saw boxing, doing exhibition boxing. Yeah, I'm sure he needed a check too. And he got it. And I'm like, rather is which side, who are we? If Usher could do the same thing for them, hey, so can these guys for Trump. It is what it is. I don't take it personal at this point. I remember in an era where you didn't even tell people who you were voting for. It was personal. It was confidential. Now we at this point, people put a gun to your head. Who are you voting for? And depending on what you say, they want to scream on you. I'm like, man, get out of here with that. But y'all do too much, man. But Trump or Tramp, it's kind of catchy, but like I said, that's so outdated. I'm like, y'all really, out of all the stuff that Kamala has been called And she's been called a lot of bad things, way worse than that. And when I heard that Le'Veon Bell had this controversial T-shirt, I'm thinking, oh, this must be like, I'm thinking, bitch, something like Lord Jamal called her a bitch. He had to apologize for that. Well, he came out and said sorry. I don't think this was that bad, but let me know what y'all think. Did Le'Veon Bell cross the line? And hold on, no, before I even load out, let's play some of this Antonio Brown speech right here, because this dude is he's special.
But I'm here today representing a man who carries those same values. Donald Trump. He knows success, and he knows what it takes to make America great again. And to be real, we all have experienced highs and lows, especially me in my career as a Super Bowl champion and life as a father to 7 amazing children. I have experienced low points and have to overcome adversity. Just how I watched Donald Trump overcome adversity. No matter what the media threw at him, no matter what people say to try to bring him down, he continued to push forward and keep getting back up. And he's always ready for the fight. Fight, 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 fight. I love that.
Now, look, I think somebody helped him write that, right? Now, that was the good part of the speech. I could have did him dirty and played the rest of the speech where it looked like he just was struggling to read. I don't know if the sun was beaming in his eye, but he was one of those kids in school that had to put his index finger under the words and shit and space it out because he was, like I said, Antonio Brown's always been borderline illiterate. Like that people think he's just slow because of CTE. I'm like, nah, he's he's always been like this, man. But yeah, he's passionate. But yeah, man, let me know what y'all think in the comments. Did y'all watch this? And did they go too far? Or is everybody just getting soft and overreacting?